Good morning, Jenny here, live this Sunday, the day one of history's most iconic figures was finally laid to rest. Stay tuned for a full report on Nelson Mandela's funeral, plus all the day's other news. This is Newsround. First, the world's been saying its final goodbye to one of history's most inspirational figures, Nelson Mandela. His funeral's taken place today in his hometown of Kunu, with more than 4,000 special guests attending and millions watching on TV around the globe. It's seen as a fitting farewell for the man known as the father of South Africa and one of the greatest leaders ever. The national anthem of a free South Africa, ringing out at the funeral of the man who made freedom here possible for all. After a week of mourning and celebrations, princes and prime ministers, friends and family gathered for the final time to put his life's achievements into context.
Today especially we celebrate the little incarnation that was Nelson Mandela.
95 candles were lit to mark his 95 years on Earth, 27 of which were spent in prison, fighting to rid South Africa of the racist apartheid system and get equal rights for the country's black majority. His grandson Ndaba spoke about the impression his struggle and later success in becoming the country's first black president had left on the world.
It is through Mandela that the world cast its eyes on South Africa and took notice of the severe and organized repression of black South Africans. Yet it is also through Mandela that the world would learn the spirit of endurance, the triumph of forgiveness, and the beauty of reconciliation.
When the speeches and songs were finished, the room and the rest of South Africa fell silent. A final moment to remember the man to whom they owe so much. Well, there's loads more about Nelson Mandela and why he's seen as so important over on the Newsround website. You can also see Ricky's special programme from South Africa about what kids today think of their former leader. OK, in other news, China says its latest spacecraft has already started exploring the moon, hours after landing on its surface. Yesterday, it became the first country to land a probe on the moon in nearly 4 decades. It'll now spend 3 months gathering scientific data to help China with the next stage of their space plans, their aim to send astronauts up there sometime soon. Next, it's the X Factor final at Wembley tonight, and Sam Bailey is being tipped as the big favourite to win. The prison officer and mum has impressed the judges every week with her performances, so we caught up with her to ask your questions.
It's like a roller coaster ride. It's like highs and lows and being tired, but you know what? Being out there and singing is just the best thing I've ever wished for.
I'll be your clown on your favourite channel.
I'm still going to carry on with my career as a singer. This is a massive platform for me, so to move on and actually do something, it gives me space to do that. But I do love my job as a prison officer, and I still want to be a support network for the prison service. It's really tough to be away from home. I'm missing my kids and my husband like mad, but they're the reason I'm doing this. The kids are all right, actually, because they're massive fans of Luke and Nicholas, so they kind of don't worry about me. They're like, where's Luke, where's Luke, where's Nicholas? It's like, okay. There's been loads of moments where I've nearly forgotten my lines and they've literally entered my head as I'm about to sing them, and that's the horriblest thing ever. So, yeah, it is quite nerve-wracking up there, and you just have to get on with it. Show business. The best mentor is my Sharon, by a shadow of a doubt. She's amazing, she's on the end of a phone, she's really supportive, and we have a real good laugh together. The song that I would have on my album, if I had an album out, would be the first song I sang in front of the room, in the room audition, would be Listen.
Listen, I am alone at a crossroads.
My voice has come on so much since being in this competition because I've had vocal lessons and stuff. So I'd like to sing that one again and maybe put that one on my album because it would be so different. Thank you very much for sending in your questions. Have a really good day.
Well, that's it from me. But on the day the world said goodbye to Madiba, I'll leave you with these images of his life.
When I get older, I will be stronger. They'll call me freedom, just like a wave.
It is an idea for which I am prepared to die.
When I get older, I will be stronger.
Our work is for freedom for all.